always be trying to develop yourself and learn different things, different systems, and just improve what you're doing and become better at what you do. There's just so many avenues now to do that.
Episode 103 featured Coach Ken Ingram, the offensive coordinator at George Fox University. For more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe.
Glad to be able to come on and talk football.
Can you just share with the audience about your career and how you've ultimately gotten involved at your current role at George Fox?
Yeah, I mean, I've coached at a lot of different places. I've been in Texas at a couple schools there, Sul Ross State University. I got my master's degree there. Been at Millsaps College in Jackson, Mississippi, and then Texas Lutheran University out in Seguin, Texas, and then came back to Oregon where I originally started, and did at a couple high schools, and then was with our head coach, Coach Casey, when he started the program at George Fox in 2014.
And we were talking off air for the audience about how George Fox got started when they didn't even have any games in 2013. They just practiced and had their first season in 2014. Coach, what was that like, just starting a program from scratch?
It's a lot of work. I mean, recruiting is a challenge enough as it is, but when you're trying to get guys to come to a school that hasn't even played a football game yet, it was a little bit of a challenge. But we found some guys that were some pretty good players, and they took their lumps the first year, played a lot of freshmen that year in 2014, and by the time they were seniors, they were pretty good football players.
I know you talked about like the different experiences at different programs, and I'm sure you've learned a bunch of different things from coaches all across the country. If you had to pick out the most important piece of advice that you've learned along the way, what do you think that would be?
I think just hard work. That was from my college coach, Ad Rutschman. And try to outwork people, and there's no secret. It's just working hard and just doing the little things.
Can you elaborate a little more just on what that looks like for a Division III coach specifically?
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a lot of things. It's not. You talk about just with recruiting. I mean, you're recruiting a lot of guys to begin with to just get down to the ones that come in that year, just because you have to start big and end up small. So you're spending a lot of time, on the road. You spend a lot of time, making phone calls, watching, guys film and things like that. So it's just a lot of I mean, there's nights and you're on the phone for 2 to 3 hours a night, just making calls at the beginning and just, trying to talk to guys about our program and everything. And then, you roll into the season and it's just, again, it's a lot of watching film to prepare, try to put your guys in the best opportunities to perform well, and, getting them to watch film, showing them, and just trying to correct things as much as possible as you watch your practice film and game film, and just try to make those corrections as much as possible. But to get guys to do the little things, I mean, just it comes down to, like, your first step, how important your first step is on a play, and making sure that you're coming off to a good start. And, we talk a lot about, finish, we want to finish, we want to do things that, and when I say finish, it means, finish blocks, finish play, finish running hard, making it hard for the defense to tackle you, pushing the pile, getting that extra yard, making those big plays. So it's just all those things working together to try to be successful.
Yeah. And, as a Division III player, or a former Division III player myself, like you were saying, I think a lot of it comes down to attention to detail and focus. And as a coach, that's something that if you're finishing up your day, 12 hours, and you still have to make 2 hours of phone calls, that's focus. And that also comes down to vision. Like, you have to have a strong why. And from these conversations that I've had with coaches, I believe this is episode number like 85. So
Oh,
I've
wow.
I've had a lot of episodes, and
Nice.
those are, those are key points that I've learned from a lot of different coaches, and I'm sure you can attest to that yourself.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I mean, I've not been at the Division One, but it sounds like, they got guys that do a lot of the things, and just in terms of, you know, preparing for practice, just the details of preparing for practice. I mean, when you script your plays and you have to script the defense that you want to see against those plays to represent what you're going to see in the game, and try to give your players the best look at what they're going to see, prepare them for blitzes, for coverages, for, things like that. So, there's just preparing for practice, takes a while. And, so you putting your guys in the best position to be prepared to play on Saturdays.
For sure. So as we're kind of wrapping up here, Coach, any words of advice you would want to share with the audience?
In terms of coaches,
Yes. So coaches, we have some players that watch this.
yeah. Well, I guess for coaches is, just always, be hungry to learn. It's so nice nowadays that you can get online and just, you can learn so many things. And just, always be trying to develop yourself and learn different things, different systems, and just improve what you're doing, and become better at what you do. There's just so many avenues now to do that. And then, again, players, the same thing. I mean, again, you can learn so much about football, and we talk about being football smart, watching games, listening to coaches talk. I mean, players can do the exact same thing because they're so easy to get online and just learn about football. I mean, you talk about your podcast, there's all kinds of videos out there to watch to help you become better. And so that's the nice thing about the age we live in, is this information is just, it's just so accessible. And so it makes it nice to improve yourself, to get better, as a coach.
Yeah. And if you're hungry enough, like you were saying, the information's out there. It's up to you to take the initiative and learn that information. So I 100% agree too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of nice. I mean, you're doing a podcast. I mean, there's, trying to help people get better, and that's great. And so that's all about, trying to improve and just get better each day.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach Ingram, thank you again for being on the podcast today. Really appreciate your time, and best of luck on the recruiting trail.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah.